We're going to begin today on our backs. Just find a really comfortable laying down position. Lift your heart up and pull the shoulders down the back a bit. Bring your chin into your chest and let your head rock side to side. And then just fall back to its natural center point. You can have your feet in easy pose position, straight out, or bring the feet together. Whatever is the most comfortable for you. Settle into your mat. And start to call attention to your breath here. Feel your chest rising and falling with each breath. Feel your back pushing against the ground as you breathe in, and the gentle release of pressure on your exhales. Start to stretch out the breath, taking nice, long, deep, full breaths here. And look for your yoga breath. This is a nice loud breath. You can hear it in the back of your throat. If you constrict your throat just a tiny little bit, and listen for the breath sounding like the ocean inside of your head. If you're not feeling too stuffed up today, you can breathe in and out of the nose with the lips sealed and just rest your tongue, tip of your tongue, on the roof of the mouth just behind the teeth. Focus on the sound of your breath. Let that sound fill your mind completely, pushing away all other thoughts and bringing you fully present here and now, in this moment between the four corners of your mat, inside of your skin. Bring your awareness to your skin, marking the boundary of the self. And then start to do your body scan, beginning at the crown of your head. Work your way down through your face. Notice how your forehead is feeling today, that little point right between your eyebrows, your jaw, and moving to the back of the neck and across the shoulders, down through the arms, all the way to the tips of the fingers, and then move into your spine. Notice how your upper, middle, and lower back are feeling today. Moving down through the hips, into the legs, to the knees, ankles, and toes. As you go through each body part, just make a note of anything that feels off today. Any sore spots, any kinks. Remind yourself of any injuries you have, old or new, anything that might affect your ability to come into a pose today. And remember that you can always take a break in child's pose or on your back or belly or in a seat, and just make this practice your own. Take a few more deep, full breaths here, just being inside of your body. Blink your eyes open. If your legs aren't already stretched out, stretch your legs out. Bring your arms up above your head. Take a deep breath in, stretching really long, like a big good morning stretch. And as you breathe out, draw your knees into your chest, wrap your arms around your legs, and lift your forehead up to your knees, curling into a little ball. 2 more times like that. Inhale, stretching your arms and legs out really long. Exhale, curling up into a tight little ball. Wrap your arms around your legs. Lift your forehead to your knees. One last time. Inhaling, lengthening, stretching out the arms and legs. And exhale, lifting the knees into the chest, wrapping your arms around your legs and squeezing everything together. Release your head back down to the mat. Find your kneecaps with your hands and do some circles with the knees. You can move your knees in opposite directions from each other or the same direction, whichever one feels better. And find circles going the other way. Release your hands. Open out your arms wide in a T. Float your legs in a tabletop, 90 degrees in the knees and hips. Take a deep breath in here. As you breathe out, drop your knees down together all the way to the right. Right fingertips can tuck inside the crease of the left knee to help the legs stay down. And bring the gaze over to the left hand to complete your twist. Release your right hand back out to the side. Lift your knees up to center on a breath in. Exhale, dropping your legs down all the way to the left. Try to keep that 90-degree angle in the knees and hips. Left fingers can tuck inside the crease of the right knee to help the legs stay down. Gaze comes over to the right hand. Your right shoulder here doesn't need to touch the ground. It can be lifted a little bit. Just breathe. Release your left hand back out to the side. Lift your knees up to center. Breathe in. Exhale, drop them down towards the right, but keep them above the ground. Inhale back up to center. Exhale, dropping the knees down towards the left, still keeping them elevated above the ground. Keep going just like that with the breath. Inhaling to lift, exhaling, lowering down towards the ground. We're warming up the core here. Make sure you do both sides evenly. Come back to center on a breath in. Lift your feet up towards the sky. Tuck your fingers inside the creases of both knees. And then rock and roll back and forth along your spine a few times. And make your way into easy pose. Easy pose is like sitting cross-legged. If it's accessible to you, try to open up your knees and feet so that both feet are touching the ground. If not, that's okay too. If you're feeling a little bit tight here, you can also have a block underneath your hips and just sit up on a block a little bit. Sometimes that's a little bit more comfortable as well. If you don't have a block, you can always use a fat dictionary or something like that. Inhale, lifting your hands up overhead. Exhale, folding forward over the feet. Walk your fingertips out. Try to keep your spine really long, hinging from the hips. Once you find your edge, relax your head and neck down and round out through the back. On your next inhale, walk your hands back, lifting up your chest. Float your hands all the way up overhead. Exhale, stretching down towards the right. I'm mirroring you, so I'm doing the opposite side. Walk your right fingertips out. Let your left arm come arcing overhead. Feel a nice stretch on the left side of your body. You can keep your gaze down towards the floor, or if it feels okay on the neck, you can lift it up towards the ceiling. On your next inhale, bring your hands back up overhead. Exhale, stretching down towards the left. Plant your left hand down beside you. Walk your fingers out and let your right arm come arcing overhead like a rainbow. Feel that nice stretch on the right side of your body. Again, you can keep that gaze down towards the floor, or maybe you can lift it up towards the ceiling. On your next breath in, lift your hands back up to center. Exhale, hands together in front of the heart. Release your hands down to your lap. Do some gentle circles with the neck. These can be big or little, faster or slower. Just do. And find circles going the other way. Bring your head back up to center. Reach down and switch your legs. Push that front leg to the back and bring your back leg out in front. One more time, folding over the feet. Inhale, hands overhead. Exhale, hinge from the hips, fold forward, walk your fingertips out. Keep the spine really long until you find your edge, and then round out through the back and relax your forehead down towards the ground. On your next inhale, walk your hands back, lifting up your chest, float your hands all the way up overhead. Exhale, twisting around to the right. Bring your right fingertips behind you. Left hand crosses over the right knee. Lengthen your spine on a breath in. Go deeper into your twist as you breathe out. Back to center, breathing in. Hands float up. Exhale, twisting around to the left. Left fingers behind you. Right hand crosses over the left knee. Take a deep breath in, stretching the spine up really long. And go deeper into your twist on your breath out. Come back to center, breathing in. Float your hands up overhead. Exhale, hands together in front of the heart. Make your way to hands and knees tabletop. You can roll right over the knees or swing your legs around to the side. And then adjust so that your knees come right below your hips and the wrists come right below the shoulders. Start to move through cat-cow, stretching out the belly, warming up the spine. Inhale, belly drops down. Gaze comes up. Exhale, tilting the pelvis down. Push your spine up towards the ceiling, one vertebrae at a time. Relax your head and neck down and bring your gaze through the knees. Keep moving like that. Let your breath be your guide. Try to stretch your motion out, taking your whole breath to complete each motion. Come back to your neutral spine as you breathe in. Exhale to downward facing dog. Tuck your toes under. Lift your hips up to the sky. Push your knees back towards straight. They don't ever need to be perfectly straight. Heels are reaching towards the ground, but they don't need to touch. Pull the shoulder blades down the back, out of the ears, moving towards the hips. You can move around here, bending one knee towards the mat and then the other. Just get the blood flowing through your legs and your hips. Three sun salutations with the breath. Bend your knees, look to your hands, take a deep breath in. Exhale, hop or step between the hands, forward fold. Lift your chest halfway up to breathe in. Exhale, relaxing the torso down, forward fold. Inhale to standing, bend your knees, roll your spine up, stacking the vertebrae one at a time. Bring your hands up overhead. Exhale, hands together in front of the heart. Side stretch. Inhale, hands high. Interlace the fingers, pointers up. Exhale, stretching down towards the right. Back to center as you breathe in, and to the left as you breathe out. Inhale, coming to center. Standing back, bend on your exhale. Cactus your arms or drop your hands to your back pockets. Straight back up to standing. Big breath in. Exhale, forward fold, hinge from the hips. Stay really strong in the legs going down. Half lift as you breathe in. Bring your hands to shins or float them over the ground. Exhale, double dip, chaturanga. Plant your hands, hop or step back to your high plank. Lower down halfway, elbows tucked in, back up, breathing in. Exhale, halfway down again. Up dog or cobra on your breath in. Come onto the tops of the feet. Exhale, roll over your toes, lift your hips up to downward facing dog. Second sun salutation, starting our side stretch to the left first this time. Bend your knees, look forward to your hands, take a big breath in. Exhale, hop or step right between your hands, forward fold. Half lift as you breathe in, lengthen the spine, pull the shoulders down the back. Forward fold, breathing out. Relax everything down. Inhale, to standing, bending the knees, rolling the spine. Lift your neck up and then float your hands up overhead. Exhale, hands to heart center. Side stretch to the left first. Inhale, hands high. Interlace the fingers, pointers up. Exhale, stretching down towards the left. Up to center as you breathe in, and to the right as you breathe out. Straight up to standing on your breath in. Exhale, standing back bend. Inhale, straight up. Exhale, folding forward. Nice long spine going down. Half lift to breathe in. Double dip chaturanga, breathing out. Up dog or cobra as you breathe in. And downward facing dog on your breath out. One last sun salutation, just moving with the breath. Bend your knees, look to your hands, take a deep breath in. Exhale, hop or step to the front of the mat, forward fold. Half lift as you breathe in. Forward fold as you breathe out. Inhale to standing, bending the knees, rolling the spine nice and slow. Take your time, bring your hands up. And exhale, hands together in front of the heart. Straight back down this time. Inhale, hands high. Exhale, diving forward, keeping a nice long spine, hinging from the hips. Half lift as you breathe in. Double dip chaturanga, breathing out. Up dog or cobra to breathe in. If your legs are all the way on the ground, keep your elbows bent. And exhale to downward facing dog, hips to the sky. Lift your right heel high. Take a deep breath in. Step your right foot through between your hands and rise up on an inhale to crescent lunge. Both toes are pointing straight forward towards the short end of the mat. The back heel's lifted just a little bit. Feet are on two different train tracks here. Otherwise, you're going to have a real hard time balancing. And the hands are up. Turn the pinkies in. Keep your shoulders sliding down the back. Take a deep breath in here. On your exhale, come into an open arm twist towards the right. Inhale, coming into exalted warrior. This is a real balance challenge. Go nice and slow. Right hand comes to rest on that back left leg. And the left arm is arcing overhead. It's almost like a little bit of a back bend, little side bend here. Take one more big breath in here. Exhale, coming down to revolve side angle. Plant your left hand on the mat or on a block right next to the right foot. Right arm is straight up, stretching straight up towards the ceiling. On your next inhale, rise back up to your open arm twist. Stay for the breath out. Inhale, coming back up to crescent lunge. Exhale, open out to warrior two. Pivot your back foot around. Maybe open up the stance a little bit. Check on your feet, front heels intersecting the back heel or the back arch. Feet are perpendicular to each other. Peek on the back hand. Make sure it's nice and high. Bring the gaze right over the front middle finger. And notice how your spine is doing. Make sure the spine is stretching straight up towards the sky, not leaning over that front leg. Nice and straight here. Let's do our yoga jumping jacks with the breath. Inhale, straighten out the front knee. Bring your hands up overhead. Exhale, slowly sinking back down to warrior two. 4 more, just moving at your own pace. Going with the breath. Try to stretch out the breath. 3, lengthen your motion to match your breath. 2, and last one. Inhale, reverse warrior. Right hand comes arcing overhead. Left hand can stretch down the back leg or wrap back behind you, reaching towards the right hip. It's almost like a side bend here, bending towards the left. You might feel a nice stretch on the right side of the body. And one more deep breath in here. Exhale, transitioning to extended side angle. Drop the right elbow down to the right knee and reach your left arm overhead. Imagine that you have a single line of energy stretching from your left middle finger all the way through the left heel. Let's do those 2 poses 3 more times with the breath. Inhale, rising up. Reverse warrior. Exhale, coming back down to extended side angle. 2 more, going at your own pace with your breath. And last one. Inhale, reverse warrior. Exhale, drop the elbow down to the knee, extended side angle. Come straight back up to warrior two, breathing in. Exhale, cartwheel the hands down, framing the front foot. Send the right heel high as you breathe in. Double dip chaturanga, breathing out. Up dog or cobra to breathe in. Downward facing dog on your exhale. Taking a little break here, drop your knees down to the mat. Make your way to child's pose. You can have your knees together. You can bring some space between them. Relax your forehead down towards the ground. Let your elbows drape down, resting on the mat. Close your eyes. Bring your awareness back to the breath here. Feel your back rising and falling with each breath. Notice the ground beneath you. Notice all the points of contact your body makes with the earth. And let yourself sink into those points just a little bit more. Really allowing the earth to support you here. On your next inhale, lift your chest up, coming back to hands and knees, tabletop. Exhale, tuck the toes under, lift the hips up, downward facing dog. Let's do that challenging sequence on the left. Left heel comes up high. Take a deep breath in. Exhale, stepping the foot through between the hands. Rise up on an inhale to crescent lunge. Both toes pointing straight forward. Feet on 2 different train tracks. Front knee, nice deep bend in it. Back right heel is lifted. Hands are up. Turn the pinkies in. Feel the shoulders sliding down the back. Take one more deep breath in here. As you breathe out, come into an open arm twist towards the left. Inhale to exalted warrior. Right hand comes arcing overhead. Left hand is reaching back down that back right leg. Take one more big breath in here. Exhale, transitioning to revolve side angle. Drop the right hand down to the mat, right next to the left foot. You can also have a block there underneath your hands. Arms are perpendicular to the floor. Left fingers are stretching up towards the sky. If it's okay on the neck, bring your gaze up towards your upper hand. On your next inhale, come back up to your open arm twist. Stay for the breath out. Inhale, back up to crescent lunge. And exhale, opening out to warrior two. Drop that back right heel down to the mat, bringing the feet perpendicular to each other. Adjust your stance here. Find a nice, comfortable stance. Front left knee is directly over the ankle. Spine is stretching straight up towards the sky. Back right hand is nice and high. And bring the gaze right over the front middle finger. 5 yoga jumping jacks on this side, always going with the breath. Inhale, knee straight, arms up overhead. Exhale, slowly sinking back down to warrior two. 4 more. Let your breath be your guide. You don't have to stay with me. I'm just counting so you know where I am. 3, 2, and last one. Reverse warrior, breathing in. Left arm comes arcing overhead. Right hand can stretch back down the back leg or wrap back behind, reaching towards the left hip. One more big breath in here. Exhale to extended side angle. Drop the left elbow down to the left knee and stretch your right arm overhead. Imagine that single straight line of energy stretching from your right middle finger all the way through the right heel. And let's do those two poses 3 more times with the breath. Inhale, rising up, reverse warrior. Exhale, sinking back down to extended side angle. 2 more times, trying to stretch the motion out to match the breath. Just go at your own pace, letting your breath be your guide. And last one, inhale, reverse warrior. Exhale, back down, extended side angle. Coming back up to warrior two as you breathe in. Exhale, cartwheeling the hands down, framing the front foot. Send your left heel high, breathing in. Double dip chaturanga, breathing out. Up dog or cobra to breathe in. And downward facing dog on your exhale. Let's take another little break here. Drop your knees down to the mat. Untuck your toes. Push your hips back to your heels. Make sure your big toes aren't overlapping. Relax your forehead down. Close your eyes. Letting yourself sink into the mat. And bring your focus back to the breath. Find a nice, strong, deep breath again. Notice where your breath is going inside of your body. Just feel the breath moving through the body. Focus on that feeling. Come into puppy pose. Start to crawl your fingertips forward, lifting the hips up. Chin or chest reaches down towards the mat. Your hips can come right above your knees or just behind. Feel a nice gentle back bend here, stretching the belly out. On your next inhale, bring your hands back, lifting up your chest, and bring your knees together to touch. Send your right foot straight out behind you, like you're stamping it into a wall. If that's enough, you can stay right there. If you want a little bit more, left arm can reach out as well. Fingers stretching straight forward. Take a deep breath in, stretching really long. Exhale, bring your elbow to your knee, coming into a little crunch. 4 more times with the breath, inhaling to open. Exhale, coming into your little crunch. 3, stretching out really long. Exhale into your crunch. 2. And last one. Inhale to stretch your arm and leg out. Exhale, drop your left hand back down to the mat and tuck your left toes under. Inhale, lifting your right foot up to the sky. Open up your hip, bend your knee back. Bend and straighten that right leg a couple times. You can come into wild thing here if you like. If not, you can just meet us in down dog. Roll onto the pinky toe side of the left foot. Drop the right foot off the mat behind you. Straighten out that left leg, turning the hips open towards the ceiling. Relax your right arm overhead. Relax your head and neck back. Take one more big breath in here. Exhale, rolling back over to three-legged dog. Send your right heel high. Take a deep breath in. And step your foot through between your hands as you breathe out. Stay low. Look forward. Take a big breath in and out. On your next inhale, lift your left knee high. Arms float up overhead. Exhale, bringing the hands to heart center. Cross the left ankle over the right knee. Low in your bending that right knee. Keeping the balance. If you're feeling really wobbly, you can always drop the left leg back down to the ground and take a straight chair pose. Maybe your arms can come to rest on that leg. Maybe you can grab for the standing ankle. And release. Drop your fingertips down to the mat and bring your left foot down to the mat. Feet right next to each other. Take a half lift, breathing in. Forward fold as you breathe out. Inhale to standing, bending the knees, rolling the spine one vertebrae at a time. Float your hands up overhead. Exhale, hands together in front of the heart. Dancer's pose. I'm going to mirror you on this one, so I'll be doing the opposite side. And bring all weight to your left foot. Hold your right hand out like you're holding a tray. Sweep that right hand down and back, making sure to keep the elbow crease and the palm of the hand facing straight out to the side. Kick your right foot up and grab the big toe side of the foot. The thumb is on the sole of the foot and the fingers are underneath. You can keep your left hand at your hip, or if you want a little bit more, inhale, lifting the left arm high. And exhale, bend your standing leg. Start to lift the right foot up behind you. On your next breath in, rise back up to standing. And release, shake it all out. Coming into hand to foot pose. Bring your feet hip width distance apart. Inhale, hands high. Exhale, folding forward. Nice long spine going down. You can bend your knees as much as you need to get your hands underneath your feet. Lift up your toes one at a time. Slide the hand under the foot so that the palm of the hand is facing the sole of the foot and the toes are resting right in the crease of the wrist. Once you've got both hands underneath your feet, relax your head and neck down. You can also bend one knee and then the other here to get a little swaying motion going on. Nod your head yes. Take a deep breath in and shake your head no. Breathe it out. Once again, nod your head yes. Big inhale. Shake your head no. Exhale. One at a time, release your hands out from under your feet. Bring weight to your fingers to heel toe your feet back together again. Big toes touching, little space between the heels. Bend your knees. Inhale, rising up to standing nice and slow. Take your time. Float your hands up overhead. Exhale, hands together in front of the heart. Let's try dancer's pose on the other side. All weight comes to the right foot. Left hand is coming out like you're holding a tray. Sweep your left hand down and back, checking on the elbow crease and the palm of the hand, making sure they're facing right out to the side. Kick your left foot up, grab the big toe side of the foot. Thumb is on top, fingers underneath. That's enough. Stay right there. If you want a little bit more, inhale the right arm up. And exhale, bend your standing leg, hinge forward from the hips to lift the left foot up behind you. On your next inhale, rise back up to standing and release. Shake it out. Big toe pose. Feet come hip width distance apart. Inhale, hands up overhead. Exhale, folding forward from the hips. Relax your head and neck down and grab onto your big toes one at a time. Take your middle finger and index finger, slide them in between the big toe and the second toe. Wrap them underneath the big toe and lock them in place with the thumb. Once you've got both toes, relax your head and neck down. Bend your elbows out to the sides to come even deeper into your fold. Again, here, your knees can be bent. You can also push them back towards straight. Just notice how that feels on the back of the legs. Or bend one knee and then the other, getting a little motion. Release your hands from your toes. Bring weight to your fingertips at the front of the mat to heel toe your feet back together again. Take a half lift, breathing in. Exhale, plant your hands, hop or step back to your high plank. Double dip chaturanga. Up dog or cobra, breathing in. Downward facing dog as you breathe out. Drop the knees down to the mat, coming to your hands and knees tabletop. And bring your knees together to touch. Send your left foot straight out behind you like you're stamping it into a wall. If that's enough, stay right there. If you want a little bit more, stretch your right hand out as well. Fingers reaching out in front of you. Take a deep breath in here. Exhale, elbow to knee, coming into your little crunch. 4 more with the breath, inhaling to lengthen. Exhale, elbow to knee. 3, 2, and last one. Inhale, stretching your arm and leg out long. Exhale, drop your right hand back down to the mat. Tuck your right toes under. Inhale, lifting your left foot up to the sky. Open up the hip, bend the knee back. Bend and straighten that left leg a couple times. Roll onto the pinky toe edge of the right foot. to come into Wild Thing, or you can just meet us in Down Dog. Drop your left foot off the mat behind you, turning your hips open towards the sky. Let your left arm come arcing overhead. Relax your head and neck back. Take one more big breath in here. Exhale, rolling back over to your three-legged dog. Send your left heel high. Take a deep breath in. Exhale, step the foot through between the hands. Stay low. Bring your gaze forward. Take a deep breath in and out. On your next inhale, lift your right knee high. Arms float up overhead. Exhale, hands to heart center. Cross your right ankle over your left knee, making a figure four with your legs, and start to sit low in your chair, pushing your hips down and back. Maybe you can drop your arms down to the leg. Maybe you can even grab your standing ankle, drop your gaze down to the floor to help with balance. And release. Let your fingertips come down to the floor and drop your right foot down onto the mat. Feet right next to each other. Take a half lift, breathing in. We're going straight back down again. Exhale, plant your hands on the mat. Hop or step back to your high plank. Double dip. Up dog or cobra as you breathe in. And downward facing dog on your breath out. Open up your feet. Bring your pinky toes to touch the outside edges of the mat. Bend your knees. Look forward. Take a deep breath in. Exhale. Hop or step into your deep squat. Feet nice and wide. Toes out. Heels in. Bring your hands to heart center. Push your knees out with your elbows. You can open up your feet as wide as you need to get your heels to touch the ground here. Stretch your spine up really long. Sometimes I see my students kind of leaning over in their squat. You don't have to have your spine perfectly straight up and down, but you want to be reaching in that direction, just as close as you can comfortably come. Take one more deep breath in, stretching even taller. And release, making your way to a seat. Bring your hands behind you, fingers pointing towards the hips. Gently windshield wiper the knees side to side, releasing the hips. Baddha Konasana, bound ankle pose. Bring the soles of the feet together. Knees open out wide to the sides. Pull your feet in nice and close. Interlace your fingers. Tuck them underneath the toes or in front of the toes. Pushing down on the knees. Lift up on the spine. Take a deep breath in. Exhale, hinging forward from the hips. Open out your elbows. Push your knees down with your elbows. Relax your forehead down and round out through the back once you've found your edge. If you like here, you can release your hands from your feet and walk your fingertips forward out in front of you. On your next breath in, lift your chest up. Bring the knees together. Once again, hands behind you, fingers pointing towards the hips. Windshield wiper your knees side to side. And make your way onto your back. Starting with a supine pigeon pose here. Knees pointing up towards the sky. Lift your right foot up and cross your right ankle over your left knee. With your right hand, you can either push that right knee away or reach your right hand between the legs and left arm around the outside. Interlace your fingers outside of the left leg or inside the crease of the left knee, whichever one feels better is fine. Pull the legs in towards the chest. Keep your toes flexed to protect your knees and try to push your tailbone back down flat on the mat. Release and switch sides. Lift your left foot up, cross your left ankle over the right knee. With your left hand, you can either just push that left knee away. That's enough. Just stay there, right there. If you want a little bit more, left hand reaches in between the legs, right arm comes around the outside. Interlace your fingers outside of that leg or inside of the crease of the right knee. And pull the legs in towards the chest, pushing the tailbone back down flat on the mat. So you've got opposite forces working on the hips. Release. Bring your arms out wide and as he open up your feet so that your pinkies are touching the outside edges of the mat. And then gently let your knees both fall down towards the right. They might not be touching the ground. Maybe they go all the way to the ground.